Okay, so here we have that Venn 35mm filament wound rim that I said I was going to cut up, and you can see I've cut a section out of it. I've cut a couple of little pieces, which I'll show you here. One section there, and then I've cut a piece in half like that as well. So I'll show you some close-ups of that. I've taken some stills with my camera with the macro lens on, nice and close in. We'll run through some of the images with that and point out what we find. So here we've got the cross section of the rim, and it actually looks really good through there. Very uniform, which is obviously a good thing, but the way the fibre is going through the bead and through the bed of the tyre bed looks really good. So what I mean is you've got the fibre going around like that. That's a really squiggly line by my drawing. It's much better. The fibre is actually much better than what my drawing is there. But you can see what I mean, how the fibre, through here and but around through here, it's all really uniform and doing good stuff. So the other thing of note is these areas here and here. So that's a filler, because you've got basically a cavity being molded, so the large cavity sort of through here, and then this section through here, and basically you need a bit of filler, because you got the fibre is I'm drawing so many lines here. I might erase some of these lines now. There we go. That makes it easier to see. So the fibre is running through here and through here and through here. So you really need something in this space here, otherwise you're going to get a void. And we've seen that in plenty of other rims that I've cut open, where you get a nice big void right in that area. So they've put some filler in there to prevent that, and yeah, so that's a good thing. The other thing you can see up at the spoke nipple bed is basically a whole bunch of unidirectional fibres. So the fibres are actually running straight towards us, but there's a line here where they sort of obviously done a bit of a stack, the way they've put it together. The other thing of note is there seems to be some sort of additional filler sort of material through here. I really need a better thing than a mouse to do these drawings, but yeah, so I've added a little bit of filler material there as well. So, but looking at that, that's that looks pretty good. So let's have a look from another side, and we'll see what we get through there. Okay, so this is from the side, and what I've done here is I've sanded through at a very gradual angle to expose the plies, and so basically to have a look into the section. So the first up, what we can see is that filler material that we saw before. That's sort of in this area here. You can see that very clearly. The other thing that's interesting, and I'll just rub that out, is the sidewall is actually just that filament wound plies, and that's it. There's a very light scrim cloth here, which you can just make out sort of here and through here. So, and that's just put down to hold it all together. So what I suspect the way it's made is all those unidirectional fibers through here and through here, and you can see the woven just plain weave woven fabric on the tyre bed as well. So that's obviously not filament wound. So what I suspect is the way it's done is that they put together basically the unidirectional fibers, um, and the fabric, and then that's sort of put around a form, which is obviously then removed at a later date. And it's all held together by that very light scrim cloth I was talking about, and then it's wound over the top, sort of to join the spoke nipple bed through here and the tyre bed through there. So yeah, so it's quite clever in the way they've done that. Now the fibre would be going around the top of the rim and then around the other side, across the braking surface and down in one continuous form, and then they'd cut the section where the tyre is going to sit. They'd cut that out once it's cured. So that's how they're getting a continuous fibre around the whole thing. So yeah, pretty impressive. Now, I mean, the advantage of filament winding is you can control the fibre placement, very accurately. It's uniform, etc. It's automated, takes out some of the human error. Those sorts of factors. It is quite a heavy toe, so you can see, the width of the toe is sort of that width across there. So quite a heavy toe, and the fact that it's just one ply or one toe thickness with that scrim, that would, that's all it needs basically. So yeah, quite good. So here's another shot. So this is like a complete cut open from the side, so cut through the mid plane, and you can see there's a little bit of resin rich wrinkles and that sort of stuff. You can see also the a little bit of trace of the scrim through here. Yeah, but quite This is where the valve that goes through. The valve will go through here, and maybe that's where they access the it must be some sort of semi-rigid bladder or something like that, and or soluble bladder, I'd say. So yeah, you can see some of the wrinkling. You can also see the there's obviously another applying in a different direction in the spoke nipple bed. Like you can see that line. Geez, I need to get a better system than the mouse. But anyway, you can see that line, and so that's obviously applied at a different angle. The tyre bead, so this area through here, it's all molded. Now it looks like it's sort of molded on maybe like a semi-rigid bladder, so when it's wound, that's encapsulated, and then it's opened up or something like that at a later point. So now the rim it's finished with a clear coat as well on the outer surface, which was actually very hard. It was a very hard surface. So seems overall not too bad. So in the section that I cut up, I did find a void, and you can see it quite clearly there. I don't really need to mark it. There is another indication up the top here, and probably another little bit here. So that is because you've got big thick stacks of unidirectional plies, it is very difficult to get an air path and remove those volatiles. So, it is quite common to get these linear porosity and linear voids in those type of things. So, not too surprised about that. Whether, it depends on the size and there's so many factors, how significant that would be. But yeah, I think that was just a small sample which was cut out, but and that's what I found. So there's probably a lot more of that sort of stuff in it, but it's sort of hard to say. I probably would prefer, if there was a little bit more off-axis fibre in the spoke bed, just to distribute the loads a little bit better, have a bit more quasi-isotropic. Having all that sort of UD, it can split, or because you've basically primarily got the resin providing that shear strength, and resin's not that strong compared to the fibre, so it would be better, but I can see why they've done it like that from a manufacturing point of view. So overall, what do I think about them? I think they're actually pretty good. I haven't ridden one, I haven't built one as a wheel or anything like that, so it's a little bit hard to comment on those aspects, but from the piece that I've cut out, it looks to be pretty well made. The look is quite striking. I think from the sample that I've got here, everything sort of seems to be doing the right thing. It probably could be a little bit fragile just because it is only one toe thick through the side of the rim, so maybe it can get damaged quite easily by impact. And this rim was sent to me damaged, so it did have a crack, and so you've basically got the tire bed and the spoke bed, which has got all those unidirectional fibers, the big bundles of fibers in it, making it really stiff. And then you've got this very, it's just basically one toe thick sidewall connecting it together. So it could be a little bit vulnerable. I'd be interested to hear comments, like from people who have used the rims and what they think, and So thanks for the gentleman who sent the rim to me. It did take me quite some time to get round to doing this, but better late than never, as they say. It has been pretty busy, but it was something that I've always wanted to have a look at, because the whole process of automation, look, I think it's the future. It's happening in aerospace. You have robot tape laying and these sorts of things. So removing some of the human error aspects of it. So So as you can see, the rim's put together pretty well. There was that one void in the section sort of along the spoke nipple bed. Being all bundles of unidirectional fibre like that, I'm not too surprised about seeing that. When I posted the, about whether you'd be interested in doing this, cutting this rim up, a person made a comment that they'd had a number of these rims and they failed at the nipple hole. Maybe there was some sort of problem with that. He then went on and explained that he'd subsequently had more rims and they've been fine. He did say that they rode really well also, which is not surprising, being been quite uniform, and as that sidewall was just basically plus or minus 45s, and just that one ply, they'd be quite forgiving, but still torsionally stiff enough through that section, but not too laterally stiff, which is one of the things you can do with carbon. Changing the ply angle, etc., gives you that ability to tune. So we'll leave it at that. Hope you're getting a bit of exercise wherever you are in this COVID shutdown or lockdown or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, not ideal, but it is what it is, unfortunately. So all the best. Hope you all stay healthy, and I'll see you again soon with some more reviews. Okay, bye.